Ambassador Sarah Chen stood in the center of the Galactic Senate's grand chamber, her small human frame dwarfed by the towering alien delegates surrounding her. The crystalline dome stretched kilometers above, filled with representatives from 1,000 worlds, each more technologically advanced than Earth. Their collective laughter echoed through the chamber like thunder. "The primitives want to join the Senate?" wheezed Overlord Kethvar, his 6 arms gesturing dismissively. The Zephyrian's translucent skin pulsed with amusement. "They've barely mastered fusion, and they think they deserve a voice among civilized species?" Senator Thrix of the Andorian Collective clicked her mandibles in what passed for their species' version of mocking laughter. "Perhaps we should give them a children's table in the cafeteria instead." Sarah's jaw tightened, but she maintained her diplomatic composure. Earth had spent decades preparing for this moment. First contact protocols, cultural exchange programs, technology sharing agreements. They'd come in peace, offering friendship and cooperation. The response had been humiliation. "Honored delegates," Sarah began, her voice carrying clearly through the chamber's acoustic systems. "Earth may be young in galactic terms, but we offer something unique." "Warfare," interrupted Chancellor Velthar of the Hegemony, his slug-like body quivering with mirth. "Yes, we've studied your species. Constant conflict, resource depletion, primitive aggression. You've had over 300 wars in your last millennium alone." The chamber erupted in renewed laughter. Sarah felt heat rise in her cheeks, not from embarrassment, but from a growing anger she fought to suppress. High Arbiter Zixathala, the ancient energy being who presided over the Senate, finally called for order. Her voice resonated through quantum fields, directly into their minds. "The human petition is denied. Your species lacks the necessary evolutionary development for Senate membership. Return when you've achieved true civilization." As the delegates began to file out, treating the proceedings as a concluded farce, Sarah made a decision that would change the galaxy forever. "You're making a mistake," she said, her voice cutting through the chatter. The Arbiter paused, her energy, form flickering with what might have been curiosity. "Oh? And why is that, little human?" Sarah straightened, meeting the collective gaze of 1,000 species. "Because you've fundamentally misunderstood what makes humans dangerous. It's not our weapons or our technology, it's that we don't know when to quit." Within hours of Sarah's return to Earth, emergency sessions convened in every major capital. The rejection stung, but it also ignited something primal in humanity's collective consciousness. If they wouldn't accept Earth as an equal, then Earth would make them. Dr. Elena Vasquez, head of the Global Defense Initiative, stood before the emergency assembly of world leaders. "The alien technology we've been studying from their probe visits, we've been reverse engineering it for years. We're not as primitive as they think." President Martinez leaned forward. "What are you suggesting?" "We show them what happens when you corner a species that survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and extinction events," Elena replied grimly. "We show them what desperation looks like when it's backed by ingenuity." The plan was audacious beyond measure. While the Galactic Senate continued their daily politics, assuming Earth had slunk away in defeat, humanity began the largest coordinated effort in their species' history. Every space agency, every tech corporation, every military-industrial complex on Earth aligned toward a single goal. The asteroid belt became humanity's first mining operation. The moon transformed into a massive shipyard. Mars became a staging ground, but most importantly, Earth's greatest weapon was activated: human stubbornness paired with human creativity. Dr. Raj Patel's team cracked faster-than-light communication, using principles they'd observed from Senate technology. Maria Santos's group developed defensive shields by studying the energy signatures of alien vessels. Chen Wei's laboratory produced weapons that didn't rely on traditional physics, but on quantum manipulation theories that even the Senate's scientists hadn't fully explored. The beauty of humanity's approach wasn't just in their technology, it was in their coordination. Every major conflict in human history had taught them lessons about logistics, strategy, and the art of total war. Now, for the first time, those lessons were applied not against each other, but in unity. 18 months after Sarah Chen's humiliation, the Galactic Senate was in session when their long-range sensors detected an impossible sight. A fleet of ships, unmistakably human in design but impossibly advanced, had appeared at the edge of their system. "This cannot be," whispered Overlord Kethvar, his 6 arms trembling. "They were primitives, cave-dwellers with nuclear toys." High Arbiter Zixthala's energy form blazed brighter. "How did they achieve faster-than-light travel so quickly?" The answer came through every communication channel simultaneously, a message from Sarah Chen, now Admiral Chen of the 1st Earth Expeditionary Force. "Honored delegates," her image appeared on every screen in the Senate chamber. "You were right about one thing. Humans are warlike. We've spent millennia fighting each other, perfecting the art of conflict. But you made one crucial error in your assessment." The Senate chamber fell silent. "You assumed that was a weakness," Sarah continued. "You didn't realize it was practice. The human fleet didn't attack. They didn't need to. They simply existed. A testament to what a primitive species could accomplish when properly motivated. Ships that bent space-time, weapons that could crack planets, and shields that made their technology look like toys. But the most terrifying part wasn't their weapons, it was their message. "We're not here for conquest," Sarah announced. "We're here for membership. And this time, we're not asking nicely." High Arbiter Zixthala, for the first time in her 3,000-year tenure, felt something approaching fear. "What do you want?" Sarah's smile was visible across the quantum communication link. "We want to join the Senate as equals, and I think you'll find our application much more compelling now." The vote was unanimous. As humanity took their place, among the galactic community, other species whispered among themselves about the lesson they'd learned. Never, ever underestimate a species that had turned the entire galaxy into their motivation. The humans, they realized too late, weren't just survivors. They were survivors who held grudges, and now they had the technology to do something about it.